in here before.
No,
We
I appreciate
appreciate
coming
you
on.
on the live show. It says, I think the big question is, can Torrance beat out Ryan Bates?
Yes.
I hope he does. Listen, I love Ryan Bates, but I've been saying for a couple years, I think his best spot is center. It's his best position. I have a feeling when Torrance gets in and learns, once he gets into the lineup, they're not going to be able to get him out of the lineup. That dude is a monster on the interior.
Yeah.
He
Listen,
came from, Lafayette, into the SEC and dominated the SEC. So he came from, lower ranks to higher ranks, started on the third team, made it to the first team, and then dominated his senior year and got himself drafted in the second round. I think the dude's going to be a stud.
Yeah, listen, if he can't beat out Ryan Bates, and no, this isn't an offense. This isn't like a knock on Ryan Bates, but Ryan Bates, listen, I love the guy, and I love the fact that he can fill any position when needed, because you don't get these a lot of players like that can go in any position: center, left guard, left tackle, right guard. Love the fact that he could do that, but he's not a starting right guard in this league, in my opinion. You saw that last year. Matter of fact, he's better equipped at left guard than he is right guard. If Torrance can't beat out Ryan Bates, no offense, then we got ourselves a bad pick, because he should be able to beat him. I'm sorry, he should be able to beat him in camp.
Yep.
You're going with, not only that, Cromer, who's one of the better offensive line coaches in this league. If Cromer can't get this guy up to par in the NFL, up to speed, and beat Ryan Bates in camp, then it was a bad pick. I'm sorry. And I don't believe that's going to happen.
See, here's the thing.
It's going to.
Yeah, I think once Torrance gets in line, he's not come out. But McDermott and team is always notorious slow to bring along their offense. Their rookies. So it wouldn't surprise me if they had him at even that Bates starts. But I think at some point during the year, it's going to be Torrance. I think Torrance is going to win it outright. Personally, I think because Bates is also one of those super subs where he can play all 5 positions.
No, that's what I'm saying, right? And you want a guy like that, in the waiting in the wing. But wait a minute, on offensive line though, I want to go back in time on the draft picks, the higher end draft picks. So Dawkins, he started right away, correct? I mean, he did start right away.
But he started at multiple spots. So he started.
No, I know, but he was a starter, correct? Okay, and then
he came in and started
Ford. Cody Ford started, correct?
No, Ty Nsekhe started.
That's right, because
Cody Ford came in.
And he came in, I think, the third game, right? Third game.
Yeah.
Okay. But Cody
Ford. But here's the thing with Cody Ford, his rookie year, they split time. Him and Ty Nsekhe split time during the games.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah. I remember.
So Nsekhe started. Cody Ford came in. Let's take a look at Ryan Bates. Ryan Bates spent a lot of years as a backup, and then they slowly worked him in. Over Baca.
Yeah. I just listen. So I don't think that's going to happen, Mike.
Spencer Brown didn't start right away, and then they brought him in.
He didn't. You're right. He didn't, but I think they had no choice. But I agree with you. But Spencer Brown was more of a project, and he was very new to that position. Torrance is not new at all to this position. One,
he's a guard.
Two, he played in the SEC, which you just mentioned, which is basically like a bunch of NFL players. Like, that is one of the toughest conferences that you could play in, right? You're playing top dogs, right? All the time. He's going against, and he's not giving up a sack. He's a great run blocker. Like, I would be shocked if he doesn't beat out Ryan Bates. I'm just throwing that out there, because if he played, like, I will say this, if Torrance played for a different conference, a weaker conference, weaker schedule, weaker opponents, fine. I could kind of see that going, well, he didn't really have the greatest competition. But that's not the case. He was going against top colleges, NFL first-round talent, defensive line, right?
And he was stifling both Carter.
Yes, Carter. Right. From Alabama, right? So
no, Carter from Georgia.
I'm Georgia. Sorry, Georgia. Yeah. But dude, I'm telling you, man, I there's no way, man. When they see Torrance get on the field, like, personally, because they haven't seen him yet.
He'll start on the second team. Yeah. He'll start. He might even start third team, and then he'll work through preseason. Work his way up.
I can see that, yeah. But when they see him at camp, is my point. how physical, how big. Because right now they only seen what they see, right?
Yeah.
You know, but when they see this dude going against like actual physical, like
Against Daquan
right,
and Puna
how he's going to
and
hold his own, right?
yeah.
That will be the eye opener. That will be like, hey,
Mhm.
this is the guy. And I think, you know, like I said with Cromer, I think Cromer's going to get this guy going. And to your point, Bates, I think you're right. Bates could be the
Super sub.
center, you know, moving forward after Mitch Morse retires potentially after next season.
Mhm.
And then there you go. But the problem is there too. Now you got to find a guy that's like Ryan Bates who can come in at any position, right? Because now you're losing that flexibility where the guy like a Bates can come
Can
in
play
any
any of the three.
time.
But we have that in David Edwards too.
You're
And
right. I
Sean
forgot about
McGovern.
David Edwards, the pickup we have.
Yep.
McGovern does it
McGovern can
too.
play any of
McGovern
the
has
three.
center too. You're right. I forgot about
Now,
that.
Edwards only plays the guard spots. However,
Okay.
if something happened, we could always slide. You know, if Torrance is on the right, we could slide Edwards into guard and put McGovern into center. McGovern was a college center, so we still have that flexibility having that there. Bacher right now can play any of the three too.
Correct.
Chances are Broker's only going to be a guard. I don't know if he has center flex because he was a tackle guard.
Right.
But we still have that ability. Now, Patrick comes in and says, I think Bean can slide, or he thinks Bates can slide to center next year and Torrance could take over right guard full time. No offense, Mitch Morse. I do agree too, and we could cut Mitch Morse and save some money. I just don't think that's going to happen.
Not this year.
They love him. They love him. Yeah.
Or is he talking about next year? You're talking about
no, I think he's talking about this year. Yeah, no, I think he's talking about this year.
Oh, see, I don't think. See,
I don't think they would do that.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to do it now. I thought if they were to drafted like Weipler, like I kept preaching for White, then I think they would
like
happen.
that, Scott. They're not going to give him the starting job. He's going to take it.
Exactly. Well,
he's going to be so good you can't pull him off the field.
And they actually talked about that. Bean talked about Torrance and how when he went to Florida, the coach there said, "Listen, it's not guaranteed. You got to earn it, right?" And they loved that about Torrance, and he did. He earned it, obviously.
Started,
yeah,
on Scout Team 3.
Right. And then he's going to come here. He's going to do the same thing, and they're going to test him, right? That's all. Listen, it's a test. You know that, Mikey. Like they know that he's going to wind up being the starter. Like the chances are slim that he won't, but they don't want to just give it to him. They want him to earn it. They want him to be a dog out there. They want his best, and he's going to do it, man. I believe in the guy, man. He's a beast of a man. He's unbelievable. Yeah, I love the pick, dude, man, Chris.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of what we got going on.